Have you ever had that feeling where your brain is just screaming at 100 miles per hour? You know, it's making these impossible to-do lists, but your body, it feels like it's stuck in cement.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're just perpetually running on fumes, even when you're literally just sitting on the couch trying to decide what to watch.
That feeling, that's the physiological fingerprint of chronic stress. I mean, your ancient survival system is being forced to deal with this modern, nonstop alarm clock.
And I just can't keep up.
It can't. And the usual stuff, meditating for 5 minutes, deep breathing, it often feels like it's too little too late when your whole system is just, well, exhausted.
Exactly. We're not talking about a moment of panic. This is like a decade of high anxiety. So we need something that doesn't just give you a temporary calm.
Right.
We need something that helps the body fundamentally adapt.
And that's exactly what we're getting into in this deep dive.
Yeah.
We are talking about ashwagandha. It gets called a lot of things, but I think of it as the regulatory genius of the botanical world.
I like that.
It is an adaptogen, sure, but the way it helps your body manage chronic stress is, well, it's uniquely powerful.
So our mission today is pretty clear then. We're going to unpack why this ancient root is just so perfectly positioned to fix that feeling of perpetual burnout.
That wired and exhausted feeling.
Yeah, that's the one. And we'll look at why, when you really get into the mechanism, it just outperforms its competitors. This is basically the definitive guide to surviving the modern office.
Okay, let's get into the core of it all. The cortisol conundrum. So when we're stressed, our adrenal glands pump out cortisol. That's the survival hormone.
It's essential. The problem isn't the cortisol itself.
It's that the fire alarm never, ever turns off.
Never. And that leads to this really critical idea of receptor fatigue.
Yeah.
Your cells have these little docking stations receptors that are supposed to get the cortisol signal.
Okay.
But when that signal is just blaring all day, every day for years, those receptors, they just get tired. They get less sensitive. We call it being downgraded. So, hang on. If the receptors are downgraded, does that mean my body is pumping out all this stress hormone, but I just feel numb or empty?
Precisely.
Is that where that stuck in cement feeling comes from?
That's it, exactly. The signal is weak, even if the production is high. Or maybe your adrenals are so tired the production starts to dip. But either way, the receptors aren't listening properly.
That miscommunication is burnout.
It is. And this is where ashwagandha comes in as a, quote, cortisol modulator.
Modulator. That's the key word here. It's not a blocker.
Correct. It doesn't just, indiscriminately crush your cortisol levels. It regulates the entire HPA axis, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis.
Your body's stress feedback loop.
The whole loop. So whether you're running way too high or even too low, ashwagandha helps bring that signal back to a normal functional level. It helps those tired receptors actually hear the message again.
And what's so fascinating is where this power comes from. I mean, the plant's own survival history. The active compounds are called withanolides.
And if you look at their chemical structure, it's incredible. They are so similar to the steroid hormones our own bodies produce.
Wow.
So when the ashwagandha plant itself gets stressed out, say, from a really bad drought, it pumps out these compounds to survive those harsh conditions.
So we are literally hijacking a botanical survival hack.
We are.
We're taking the same steroid-like mechanism that the plant uses to handle extreme weather, and we're using it to handle the drought of endless emails and deadlines.
It's the plant's resilience, bottled.
That is amazing. Okay, so let's shift to the side effects. And I mean that in the best possible way. It's like this one root decided to fix not just cortisol, but every annoying physical thing that comes with living in 2025.
It has a really comprehensive reach. Let's start with sleep, because that's where all the restoration happens.
Right.
When you modulate cortisol, you are fundamentally fixing the architecture of your sleep. We're talking about enhancing deep restorative delta wave sleep.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
The sleep you need for actual mental and physical repair.
Exactly. And it's not just for sleeping better. It's also great for when you're awake and active. Athletes use it because it boosts their endurance, but just as importantly, it helps the body recover better afterward.
So it reduces the physical stress of working out.
It does. And that's directly linked to hormone rejuvenation. Chronic stress is an absolute hormone killer. Ashwagandha has been shown to help rebuild testosterone, which gets crushed when cortisol is always high.
Wait, okay, if it helps build up testosterone, should female listeners be concerned about, unwanted side effects from that?
That is a great question, and a very common one. The data shows its action is purely regulatory.
Ah.
It's just pushing the body back toward a healthy balance, not into some hyperhormonal state. It's about restoring what the stress took away.
That makes so much more sense. And it doesn't just stop with sex hormones, does it?
No. We see research that points to it helping the thyroid, specifically conditions like hypothyroidism or non-autoimmune low thyroid.
And what about the bigger picture?
Well, it's a powerful anti-inflammatory, which is key because chronic stress is basically chronic inflammation. It even acts like a shield, protecting the brain itself from stress damage. It's a systemic protector.
So with all of those benefits, that brings us to what you call the adaptogen race.
Right. There are a lot of great herbs out there, but ashwagandha's big advantage is its effect on that central feedback loop, the chronic cortisol stimulation.
Okay, let's break this down. Let's start with ginseng, Siberian, Panax. They're known for energy.
And they're excellent for that, for like an acute boost, quick mental focus.
Yeah.
But ashwagandha is just so much better at balancing the whole endocrine system and dealing with that deep stress-related anxiety from chronic stimulation. Ginseng gives you energy. Ashwagandha builds the foundation so your body can make its own sustainable energy.
Okay, what about rhodiola? That's a huge one for stamina. People love it in the morning.
And that's exactly the difference. Rhodiola gives you an acute energy boost by helping your cells use oxygen better. It works on the mitochondria.
So it's not fixing the root cause.
It doesn't really touch the HPA axis feedback loop. If your problem is systemic burnout, rhodiola can feel like pouring coffee into an engine that needs an oil change. Ashwagandha is the oil change.
I love that analogy. Okay, next up, holy basil. People swear by it for calming effects, for sleep.
And it's fantastic for mild anxiety, for that immediate calming feeling. But if you're looking for the whole package hormone balancing, that deep delta wave sleep, muscle repair after exercise, holy basil just doesn't have that kind of regulatory breadth. Holy basil calms, ashwagandha restores.
What about maca root, known for energy and libido?
And ashwagandha actually has similar effects on libido and endurance, mainly because it's restoring the testosterone that's stress suppressed. But on top of that, you're getting much better stress reduction, hormone balancing, and sleep. For the person juggling everything, ashwagandha is just the better multi-tool.
Last one, the mighty reishi mushroom. Great for cognitive function, immune support.
Reishi is a stellar adaptogen for long-term health, absolutely.
Yeah.
But here's the crucial thing. It doesn't have those steroid-like withanolides.
The things that do the real cortisol regulation.
Exactly. So if your core issue is that hyperactive stress axis, ashwagandha is the targeted solution.
Okay, we've established its supremacy for the burnt out among us. Now, the most important part, the practical do's and don'ts. You have the bottle. How do you actually use it right?
First up, timing. I always recommend taking it in the evening with your last meal.
Because it helps with sleep.
Right. You want to capitalize on its calming and regulatory effects right before bed when your body is supposed to be repairing itself.
And the food part is critical, isn't it? Don't take this on an empty stomach.
Please don't. That's a common mistake, and it's why some people feel nauseous. Those beneficial withanolides we keep talking about, they're fat-soluble. They absorb so much better with food, especially a meal with some healthy fats. And always, always start with a small dose and increase it gradually.
Now, here's the detail I think a lot of people miss. Cycling. You shouldn't take this forever, should you?
Absolutely not. You have to cycle it. We advise 6 weeks on and then 2 weeks completely off.
And why is that so important?
It's to prevent receptor tolerance. We don't want those receptors getting lazy again.
Okay, makes sense.
If your body constantly has this modulator present, the receptors might start to adapt and not respond as well, meaning you'd need higher and higher doses. Cycling keeps them sensitive and gives your body a chance to try and maintain balance on its own.
So what should you expect to feel? It's not like a 5-hour energy shot, which would be terrible for fried adrenals.
Definitely not. No buzzy, hyper-alert feeling. That's actually damaging when you're dealing with chronic stress. The result is more of a profound underlying sense of well-being.
Like you can handle things again.
Exactly. An improved ability to cope.
Yeah.
A quiet, sustainable energy. You just feel less taxed by daily life. It's about feeling resilient, not hopped up.
And of course, the important caveat, if you are pregnant or lactating, this is one to skip.
Absolutely. So to wrap it all up,
Yeah.
the core takeaway is that ashwagandha isn't just a calming herb. It's a restorative mechanism for people who've been running on empty for way too long.
People with that chronic anxiety, worry, the bad sleep.
All of it. It's for when that's all coming from sustained high cortisol. It gives the body the tools, through those with analides and better deep sleep, to finally recover and restore the hormones that life has suppressed.
So if a tiny plant evolved a steroid-like substance just to survive a little bit of drought, what powerful ancient remedies are you ignoring that could help you survive the relentless ongoing drought of modern life and the inbox that never stops growing? Go get some rest. You've earned it.